right now. Well, the time is to leave Islam.
You part the conversation, that's absolutely fine. You can answer the question with it. This question was, are Muslim women sex slaves? Why don't you answer it as a Muslim as well?
He doesn't have a
Instead of
clue.
swearing and shouting, you make us look bad. Now you've walked off. Come on, man.
No, you are the
This is what I hate, about certain people like that ruin Islam for others. They make us look disgusting.
Hello, my dear friend. You're a Muslim. Yeah. So the Quran, does the Quran respect Muslim women at all?
Yeah, it does.
So tell me how the Quran treats.
Are you Hindi? Are you Muslim?
Yeah.
Don't speak to him.
I know.
Be careful, yeah? Don't believe everything on this guy.
know,
He's a Gandu. He tried to follow every Muslim. We don't have time to listen to him.
I know.
Okay? So
What do you-
just annoy him.
Ignore him. He's from Somalia. I don't know, some sort of a problem, mental issue.
Don't listen to
He's
him.
come from Somalia.
Listen to me, yeah?
Now,
It's okay, I just
keep
want to see
following
what he
him.
has to say.
He's a Gandu. He can't do nothing.
I know, I just want to see what he has to say.
Yeah,
He's
please,
coming up to me
ladies have
asking
no
me about
rights.
I know he
Muslim.
tried to come looking
Am
for
I
you, but
woman?
you said go away.
I know he wants to tell me a lot of crap. Just hear what he has to say.
yeah, sure.
If you want to speak, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not trying to let him infiltrate my mind. Just want to see what he has to say. That's the whole point. We come in today to
Exactly.
debate.
Teach him a lesson. Yeah, please teach him a
It's not
lesson.
about teaching him a lesson, but just discussing.
No, but the last point you made is very important. No, the last point, my dear friend, the last point you made,
A friendly discussion.
exactly. And that's why we come to Speaker's
it,
Corner.
yeah.
But this fellow clearly has shown up in Speaker's Corner without having a clue.
Brother,
Now,
it's your
do
wife.
you,
Take your wife with you, man.
hey,
I want to see.
You're
I want
from-
to see what he says
are
first.
you from Bangladesh?
Don't let your wife, someone speak to you. Why are you doing this?
you
You're a man. Alhamdulillah. Muslim.
Hey, don't dictate terms about his wife. Stay quiet, move away.
Walk away, man. Take your wife with you.
Look at
Why
him.
people come and talk to your wife?
It's okay. Give me 1 minute. I just want to see what he says about women in
Yeah,
Islam.
thank you.
No,
Thank you.
he's a Kurdu man. He's a
I know. I've seen on
Gandu.
YouTube. I've seen on YouTube. Bro.
Exactly.
I know.
Control religion. You can't listen.
Look at him. Can you imagine? What? No. But please, I'd like you to just think about one little thing. Just one little thing. If he would show up at Speaker's Corner and
We are speaker corner.
wow.
We
If
are
he
speaker corner.
don't enter into my personal
can't
space.
do.
Don't enter into my personal
Shut up.
space. I know you have lost your mind, but
Shut
don't
up,
enter
you
into my
can't do,
personal
man.
space. If he comes to Speaker's Corner and dictates terms with your wife, can you imagine what he'll do to the girls in his life?
Like, what's your question?
Yeah, question.
What was
Simple
the main
question.
point? Don't go off other people. What's
Please
the main point?
tell me, give me some evidence from the Quran as to why you think Islamic women,
What did you
especially in a nikah, are respected as anything more than sex objects. That's all I see in the Quran. Tell me why, any evidence that you can give from the Quran which makes you think in nikah, in nikah, Islamic women are more than sex slaves. I said sex objects earlier, sex slaves. Anything more, sex slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I find in the Quran in relation to nikah. If you think it's more than sex slavery, women are treated well, much better, please give me some evidence from the Quran.
There is a lot of evidence.
Gandu!
When a woman
Gandu!
is born, from the moment she's born, she has a lot of
Gandu!
rights in the family.
Gandu!
1 second. I can't hear. because
Oh, you want to hear?
I can't talk because you're
No.
screaming
Oh,
in my
it's
ear.
oh, sorry.
Just calm down. So from the moment she's born, her father, her brothers have a right to protect her from the
Gandu!
moment she's born.
Gandu!
As she's growing
Gandu!
up,
Gandu!
I can't.
You can't do
I
nothing. I'm
talk.
staying here.
I can't talk
I'm
because
speaking.
you're
I didn't say
screaming.
anything to you.
You can't do.
Wow.
I can't think because you're literally in my ear.
Just say it.
Yeah, just stay focused. Just ignore this gentleman.
And so,
Mental aside, closest mental
and so
aside.
literally, they're not. Women aren't here to be sex objects. And I talk. That's completely false. I don't know. That's probably your main point to cause me to talk. And that's fine. 1 second. Let me answer your question. When we're married, because that's the main part, right? You're talking about sex objects and stuff. The man has a massive obligation to protect his woman by making sure that other men don't come next to her that is not related to her, right? Because they could try raping her or try to control her and stuff. He has an obligation to me to make sure I'm provided for your food. He is actually meant to make sure the food is brought to the house, cooked and brought. So women are meant to just cook and give sex to men. That's completely false. He's also meant to make sure I'm provided for
Oh, is that your
financially.
son?
So the main person
your
working
son,
in a
your
household
friend. Oh,
would be
this
the
your friend.
husband.
You look what
Nowadays,
you can do.
things have become
Both
more
of you
become
look what
modern
you
when
can
you
do,
live in
man.
London.
Hey, can't do. Look at
When
this
you
guy,
when
man.
you
Can't
when
do.
you live in London, you end up both working in
Can't
the
do.
household.
Everybody
But in the
stop,
Quran,
stop,
it's meant to
stop.
be obligated to the men.
Can't do.
They're meant to be. Let me answer. They're meant to be the ones that work, provide financially,
Look at the camera, he's running
emotionally,
away. I
mentally.
like
He even
that
says
shit. No one
men are
can
meant to
do
be
it.
soft
I'm a
with their
fucking
women.
madman.
They're meant to talk to their
I'm gonna
women,
change my name,
emotionally
madman.
be
God,
emotionally
dude.
be
God,
available for
dude.
their
God,
women and
dude.
mentally as well. It's all about having the capacity to be
We need to
to
speak
be able to talk to each other, have a discussion, be there for each other. That's exactly what I get from my husband. We're a real life example of a Muslim couple. I'm a woman, he's a man, right? In our relationship and thousands of other couples that I know that are also Islamic,
I'm not
because
going
obviously
anywhere.
I'm very well
back
connected.
again. I'm
One sec, I can't hear. I'm holding my head because I can't hear. One second.
I can't go anywhere. I'm coming back. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, come back. Yeah. Okay,
Standing up talking. You don't see much ladies talking.
Deliver. He's
God, dude, he's smiling. Ah, God, dude, I'm
Can
back
you
again.
imagine?
I'm back again. God, dude, God, dude, God, dude, God, dude, God,
I feel a
dude,
bit
God,
sick
dude.
because it's
God,
so
dude.
loud.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
And so thousands of couples like us that I know, because I'm more connected to the community. I work in Westminster. I work with a lot of families in London. That's what I do. And I see a lot of people that are exactly like us. The men, they fill out the obligations. They give women the money, the food, clothes, attention, love, care, compassion, protection. I've never been that, whatever you're saying, you know,
Sure.
what is the word? Derogatory term.
Another thing I like to
You're
say
saying
is
sex slave. It's very what's the word?
derogatory. Yeah.
another thing I would like to say is like when someone came to the Prophet and asked like who after obviously our Lord, who's next? He said your mother. He said who's after? He said your mother. He said who then? He said your mother. He said it 4 times, then he said your father. He says that's how high your mother is, and a female is. She's 4 times higher than your father. And he also said that heaven is beneath your mother's feet. And he said when your daughter is born, that's your gate to paradise.
But I heard of what you've said so far, please. I've heard carefully. But I'm. Oh, the same sound from both sides. The same sound from both sides.
Why? This is why you're scared of dog. You're scared
The
of
same.
You're scared of dog.
No, I'm
You're
not scared of.
dog.
I'm not scared. Sorry, no, I'm
You're
not.
scared. You can't do.
No.
Why are you scared of the dog? Alhamdulillah, but he's a stupid guy.
The more you swear and shout at him, he looks bad with himself.
No, it's not. We're
Makes it
not.
harder for us.
No, wallah, never. It's stupid.
Let us talk. Be part of the conversation. That's absolutely fine. You can answer the question with him. His question was, are Muslim women sex slaves? Why don't you answer it as a Muslim as well?
He doesn't have
Instead
a
of swearing
clue.
and shouting, you make us look bad. Now you've walked off.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, you are the
This
kind.
is what I hate, yeah, about certain people like that that ruin Islam for others. They make us look disgusting. Why is he doing that? We're just talking.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
come here to talk. Let's talk.
Sure. I heard both of you. But here is the challenge. I want to go. You mentioned something which is not in the Quran, which is from text which was written
hadith,
much later, centuries later. I want to go back to the Quran and focus on the Quran alone. And as a matter of fact, the Quran would contradict even some of what you said. You know, for instance, you said when daughters are born, it's gateway to heaven. But the Quran actually contradicts that in multiple places where Allah, the Islamic Allah himself says, look, how come you attribute to me daughters when you have sons? As if having daughters is some nasty thing. And so the Quran contradicts some of this. So I'm not focused on the hadiths. I'm focused on the
You
Quran.
can't attribute
One second.
any sons or daughters to God. God
One
doesn't
second.
have children.
But one second. That wasn't my point. My point, that wasn't my point. That wasn't my point. My point was the Islamic Allah especially said, why do you attribute to me daughters while you have sons? So his communication was, also you have sons, I only have daughters. As if having daughters is some sort of an inferior thing. That's what's in the Quran. But let's not get digressed. I want to focus on the main topic, the sex slaves.
So hang on, because you said that point, I have to also.
No, please. I want to keep that point aside. Because that's not from the Quran.
You just brought that point here, so let me.
But I
let
haven't
me say
responded
back
to your
one
previous.
second.
I
No,
patiently heard you earlier.
That's fine.
I
But you just
patiently-
brought
good to
up
see
a
you.
new-
How you
you
doing?
just
Good to
brought up a new point, so let me.
No,
then
I didn't
answer
respond to your
back.
previous
so
point.
Answering back to your
I haven't
point,
responded to your previous
answering
point.
back to your point about attributing.
I haven't
One
responded to your
second.
previous point.
You will. You will.
No, I haven't responded to your previous point.
You will, it's fine.
Let me please respond. Let me please respond to your previous
Because
point.
you brought up a new point, then you want to wash it away.
No, no, no.
And then carry
I am
on.
now
So
respond.
that
No,
you've
one second.
made
My
one
dear friend,
point,
one second.
Let me just.
You said maybe five things.
second, one
The
second.
gentleman
It's
here,
okay,
your
it's
husband
okay.
said
That's
three
good. I'm
things or
glad
something.
you heard it.
Now I
I'm
want to
glad you heard
respond
it.
to them, and I was merely
Fine.
starting.
So you said that
I was
women
merely starting.
are attributed to sons, blah blah.
Sex slavery. Sex slavery. I want to get back to that,
Yeah,
please.
we will. We're here all day. Don't worry. We
No,
will.
I want to get
It's
back to the
okay.
sex slavery.
It's okay. We will.
All I'm saying
It's
is,
okay.
let's focus only on the Quran.
Women.
And when focused on the
having two
Quran,
daughters, what is better than having? It's better than having one son, almost, isn't it? They say that.
where does the Quran say that?
It says that.
Where does the Quran say that?
Or is that in the hadith?
What do you say?
Having two daughters, even if you have no sons, having two daughters is almost higher than having sons. And to make
Not in the Quran.
To make sure that a father does his duty to women. 1 second. To make sure women their rights are fulfilled by their father, their husband. That two daughters is better than having one son.
It's not there in the Quran. It's really not
You
in
read the Quran?
Oh yeah, I've read multiple times. I'm writing books on the Quran. It's not in the Quran. So now let me get back to the previous question. Sex slavery. You know, some of the points you mentioned about protection. You mentioned about provision, providing. Some of these, a sex owner, a slave's owner could do to the sex slave. For example, in prostitution, a man could pay for the lady. That could be seen as a provision, and that's why today it's even called sex industry, as if it's some sort of a business. So merely paying someone or protecting someone doesn't mean they are any better than sex slaves. I want to get to the bottom here, please, really. And that is where I'd like you both to stay focused. Get me some detail from the Quran. There are plenty of details in the Quran about treatment of women. I completely understand, some of which is paying for them, protecting them and so on. One second, let me finish the question and please respond. I am going to say, happens with sex slavery also. I want to get some sort of punch evidence that you can use from the Quran where the woman in a nikah are meant to be more than sex slaves in the nikah. And when doing that, please, one of the other problems I had with you earlier was that you used yourself as an example. Now you could be terrible Muslims, you could be marvelous people. I know you are marvelous people in my sight. One second. No, I don't need examples. I need the theology first. Once you've given the theology, you can give me examples. So tell me one punch detail that you find in the Quran which tells you that women in nikah are much better than sex slaves. Payment won't work, protection won't work.
Okay, so you're saying payment and protection won't work?
Because that could happen even in sex slavery.
So what?
In a sex slavery,
it can happen in a normal convenience store.
Absolutely,
well.
and therefore,
So just because it can happen to someone else doesn't mean our point is invalid.
I'll clarify. I hear what you're saying. I'll clarify. Yeah. If you, I'm giving a very hypothetical scenario, completely unrelated. Yeah. If you came to me for some reason and said, "Hey, look, I am a millionaire. I have £1 million," and let's say it's relevant to me for some reason. Yeah. And now I need evidence for that. And based on that, I'm going to do something, and both of us care about that. Yeah. Let's say in the hypothetical scenario. And if you told me, "Look, I am a millionaire," and I asked you for evidence, if you showed me £5, would that wash? It won't. £5 anyone can show. You see what I'm saying? £5. Even someone like me, who is penniless, can show £5.
Yeah, but that analogy
And that's the analogy here. No.
sense.
I completely agree. I'll clarify. I completely agree that women in a nikah are sex slaves. Completely agree, according to the Quran. And let me finish.
I wanted to answer.
One second. I'll just finish this and then please clarify.
I didn't understand what you said. So I'm saying, did you say aren't or are?
Are.
So
Women.
you're saying they are sex slaves.
So it literally
Only sex slaves.
So it says that in the Quran.
Not using that sort of phrase,
So
but
what's the phrase?
implying. For example,
implication?
I'll give you the specific details. For example, Women in the Quran, especially in a nikah, are in Surah 2 described as sex objects.
No, it doesn't.
It does, I can show you in a brief moment. Sex objects. And then elsewhere, the Quran says the man in a nikah can, if he fears that the woman can be treacherous, some way, if he suspects, he can warn the lady, keep her out of the bed, and then subsequently beat her. This happens only in slavery. The woman can't do the same. The man can do that to the woman.
She can leave him.
How can a woman leave a man? So, but do you see the 2 points I've made so far? I'll come to the first evidence for the first one later. Now you're saying the woman can leave?
They can divorce each other.
No, but can they? Okay. So let's. Now here is where we're going from one detail to another. Let's stay focused. So you are saying the woman can divorce the man.
They're allowed to divorce each other in that situation.
Sure. But let's just discuss. Just focus on that.
And also, if he's committed adultery, he can also get worse than beaten. His hands can get chopped off and all that kind of stuff, like via Sharia law, whatever. If whatever country follows that, broad Muslim countries, that would happen.
Sure.
Or if they wanted to get divorced, not do the whole cutting hands thing, in Muslim countries, then you just divorce each other.
Sure.
Because you wouldn't want to stay with a cheater or an adulterer, and then when she gets divorced, she would take her mahar. Her mahar is her gold, her money. That would be to help her find her feet.
You made 2 points now.
Yeah.
Let's discuss both.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly ask. So your first point was about divorce. You said, hey, he could divorce. She could divorce. If I said he can beat, and to which you said he can divorce. She can divorce. Let me ask you this. The man can do triple talaq to the lady.
Yeah.
Can the woman do triple talaq to the man?
She would have to have it in stages. I think it's over a course of 3 months. She would be able to do talaq.
In other words, she is a sex slave. Even a slave,
That's literally not what it
But
says.
to be a sex slave, you're forced to have sex. You can't force your wife. You can't force her to. If she says no,
you can't force.
You're not allowed to
Let's
force
look
your
at
wife
this.
to have sex with you.
Where do you see that? Where do you see the idea that you can't force?
You're not allowed to force your wife. That's actually
Where do you see that
forbidden
idea?
to force your wife.
Where?
You're forbidden.
Where?
It's in there.
We're not.
I'll show you where.
Just so you know, we're not scholars, so we don't know exactly what surah and what.
So I'll read a surah for you. Surah 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah 2, Ayah 2 to 3, which is what I used earlier to call the sex object here. Surah 2, Ayah 2 to 3. Your wives are a place of cultivation, a land for cultivation, sowing of seed. So for you, so it's speaking to the men, yeah? It's the you here are men. So come to your place of cultivation, however you wish, and put forth for yourselves. Do you see the wish of the woman taken into account here?
That's literally one sentence. And how does that mean that someone's a sex slave?
Sure.
And also,
but
who's the author of this? Who's the author of this translation?
Surah, this is Sahih International from Sahih International. It's one of the
No, but
most popular.
It doesn't matter who's translating it.
translations.
Obviously, translations vary, but
I can take the Arabic. Do you read Arabic?
How from that?
I can take the Arabic if you
How
like.
from that did you get someone's a sex slave?
So,
That's one line
sex object.
taken.
This is a sex object.
How did you get that from that though? Because
I'll
that
demonstrate.
might be a misunderstanding of your English, darling.
I'll demonstrate.
That doesn't mean sex slave.
I'll demonstrate. Sex object.
It
This
doesn't
one,
mean sex object.
this one means sex
It just
object.
means
I'll
that
demonstrate.
A man, to have a child with someone would have to be married. You don't just have a child with anyone or go have sex with anyone because we don't allow multiple, I wouldn't just have sex with a random person. It would have to be someone I'm married to.
1 second,
So that's
please.
wrong.
Let-
The way you interpret that is your
Sure.
reason to interpret it in your way.
Let's read this.
It's really wrong.
But let's read. Don't just repeat the assertion.
No, I'm just saying.
But let's read.
Maybe you're not understanding.
Sure, but if we read, we'll find out. Your wives are a place of cultivation. So it's already beginning in a wrong note. It's saying to the man, your wives are like a land. That's how it's beginning. It's objectivizing already. And then it goes on, for you. It's making them a possession. It's first of all an object, a land, and then it's possessed by the man for you. And it goes on. So come to your place of cultivation. So it's now talking about the man doing some stuff. You come to your place of cultivation, you go to your land, however you wish. So it's saying, hey look, man, your wish matters. So however you wish, come in.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what people do with a sex object. It's an object that you own, to which you can do stuff, or using which you can do stuff, but only your will matters. The object does not have a will. That's the very definition of a sex object. And it goes on. So however you wish, and put forth for yourselves, and fear Allah, and know that you will meet Him. That's what it says. That's the very definition of a sex object. If you see anything contrary, or anything which respects the lady here as anything more than a sex object, please tell me what it is here.
Using that logic, that's like saying that your husband is just a bank because he has to provide for you. That's like him, he's an object, he's only for money.
No,
because it says
this is dealing with an entire area of physical intimacy.
okay,
But if you said your husband provides, maybe somewhere else it could say your husband also loves.
So this
You
is
see what I'm
we're
saying?
trying to say.
But here it's
this.
this.
That sentence and
but
another
yeah, but there's another area
it will
that
say.
Where does it say anything?
We're not scholars. We're not going to know everywhere.
But okay,
you just randomly approached us.
Sure,
We're not obviously prepared. For
So you're not scholars, that's fine. I completely understand. But do you at least now agree? Earlier you said that's my
I
interpretation.
don't agree with
But
you.
please listen. Because I haven't asked the question.
because
I haven't
that's
asked the
just
question.
not
Please listen.
right.
But
You're-
please stay focused.
You've come here to manipulate words.
I haven't.
You've read.
But I
one
didn't ask.
section.
I didn't ask.
It's
I
really
didn't ask the
weird.
question yet.
That's really
Okay.
weird.
You know,
What's-
what
That's
is
like
what's the
saying
question?
in Christians, women are also sex slaves, just because it would also say
You won't find
a man
anything like
has
this in
to
the
lay
Bible.
with his wife.
My dear friend, please.
Or even-
You won't
could
have
even
anything
say
like
Do
that's
you
not
see-
religion.
do you
It's
see-
weird.
Not anything like this in the Bible.
Please listen. And here is where you need to listen. It's
In the
really.
Bible, literally says.
Do you know what? This is good for
when
your
you-
channel though, clickbait. I like it.
No, when
But
in the Bible,
could I
You
speak
get
right
money
now?
from your channel.
But could I speak right
No,
now?
you can. I'm letting
You're
you.
really using tactics right now.
I'm
Could I
not
speak
using
right now?
tactics.
In the
I'm
Bible-
Could I speak right now?
You can.
Yeah, let me speak right now. Earlier, 2 minutes ago, or 5 minutes ago,
Yeah.
you said that's my interpretation.
That is.
In this ayat, I haven't finished. I haven't finished.
Finish.
I haven't finished.
To carry on.
What's weird-
I want to see your next point.
What's
This is
weird?
interesting.
What's weird
Yeah.
is that you're not letting me speak right now. That's weird.
So speak.
Yeah, I'm speaking.
Because we let you.
I-
all you can talk about is cultivation.
Sure.
cultivation.
A land,
You said the whole thing,
a
so
land,
let's make your point
treating
about
something as a land that you own, to which you do things only at your will. If that is not a sex object, what is it?
So when it says the man is there to protect and provide, if that's
No,
not,
stay focused on
okay,
this.
listen,
This
listen.
ayat first.
But no,
I want to focus on. Did I misrepresent this ayat?
When it
But-
says
but
cultivation and sowing of seed, that's not like a literal thing like, oh, treat her like a land. It doesn't say treat her like land.
So-
own her like land. It's
I'll
not
clarify.
saying that.
Let me ask you.
That's just a way of speaking back then. That's how they speak. Very
Sure.
poetic and sow the seed.
So treat-
and do your deeds and all this
Take-
and that.
take-
That's how they speak in the Bible. the
Please,
Quran,
but please help me here.
And Hebrew, the Torah and everything. That's just how it is.
But please help
That
me
doesn't
understand.
mean treat her like a land. Have you ever cultivated me like a land?
No.
No, he is a bad Muslim. He is treating you well, he is a bad Muslim. No, this is true. If he is treating you well, he is a bad Muslim. That's what I'm focused on the Quran right now. I'm focused on Islam. I'm not accusing you. Even in the way you let your wife speak, and even in the way you both conducted earlier, conducted yourself in relation to the other gentleman, I respect you both. Marvelous examples of how not to be a good Muslim. And here is, and are you from Bangladesh?
Yeah.
You are. Bengalis, I don't know if you're familiar with this. Bangladesh, even today on paper, is not an Islamic country, is it? Secular country, it's meant to be on paper. Not today.
It used to
Not
be
today.
secular.
Not
I
today.
think it used to be
But
majority Hindu.
yeah, Bengal has a long history, and this is why I really appreciate Bangladeshis. Many times they think I am Bengali, and vice versa. I think they are Tamils and so on. But it's really good to meet you both.
You don't look
The- some other people.
You
But
do look Indian though.
sure. But now coming back to this, you earlier said I have misrepresented this ayat, misunderstood this ayat, I gave you 3 specific points. 1, it describes the lady as land, number 1. Number 2, which is an object. A land is an object.
Yeah.
Number 2, it attributes ownership because it says land for you. So an object that is owned by the man. So object, ownership, and then it goes on describing physical intimacy, but only taking into account the man's wish. The woman's wish is not here at all. So an object that you own, that you use at your own will alone, is the very definition of a sex object. In this case, an object that you use for physical, whatever, pleasure, whatever. That's the definition of a sex object.
Okay, saying for you to use, obviously it's talking about the husband. The woman is not there for everyone, it's just for the husband.
Yeah.
Calling them land for to be sold, like she said, they used to talk in a poetic term.
Yeah. Is the woman's...
So when they're translating, obviously, it's like when you say, I caught you red-handed. If you translate to another language, it doesn't make sense. Whereas in the Arabic language,
I'm talking about the underlying meaning. I'm not talking about the wording.
No, I'm saying, what is the wording?
The underlying meaning is when you describe a lady as a land, is that objectivizing her or not?
No, it's not in this context. So
tell me, if you...
What I'm trying to say is when, like for example, when I'm saying if you're caught red-handed, in my language, that literally, if I translate to my language, Bangladesh, that won't make sense. If I told someone you got caught with red hands in Bangladesh to another Bangladeshi person, they'd be like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make sense.
I completely understand.
But
Idioms, idioms, similes, also metaphors. You can use all. But that's not my point here right now. As a metaphor, one second. As a metaphor, if you treat a lady or describe a lady only as a land, is that objectivizing her or not?
You're saying only as a land, this sentence.
This sentence.
So there's no other sentence in this entire Quran.
I'm first focused on this sentence because your wife accused me of misrepresenting this ayat.
The points in Islam that talks about intimacy.
Sure.
If you talk about one, it's
but
not
at the least we can agree, this ayat I am accurately describing. Is there any other ayat anywhere which actually gives something reverse for the women?
There's an entire ayat for women.
I think you
Where?
come up with
Entire
that
surah, you
of
mean?
hatred.
Which one?
Like I said, we're not scholars, so I don't really know exactly which one it is.
Is there an entire surah for women?
There is a entire surah.
Yeah, sure.
Are
you sure about this?
I think this has come out, the way you've interpreted that has come out because of your hatred, maybe.
No, it's because of my intelligence. I have read through because of my knowledge.
What's your book?
No, please, I'll ask you this.
What book do you follow?
I am a Christian. Now let me ask you this. Is there an entire surah for women?
About women, yeah.
About women, an entire surah. And I can give you the answer. You don't even have to. I can give you the answer.
I'll need to check.
It's surah 4, An-Nisa. An-Nisa is the surah you might have in mind. You might. You can check that.
Yeah, you said it, Surah
An-Nisa. Surah 4.
The woman.
Yeah.
Which means the woman. Yeah.
The women. That name means the woman or women in plural or singular. I can't
Justice and rights. Again, I'm not a scholar, so I have to pull it up on my
Don't
phone.
worry, I can tell you what it is about. I can tell you if you like.
No, I'm not.
I can tell you what this is like.
I'm not
Sure.
going to listen to you.
Can I tell you what the surah is about?
Marriage and family.
Can I tell you what the surah is about?
I've just told you.
I know, but you said you don't know. I'm going to tell. I know. I've read through the Quran. I'm writing multiple books on the
Yeah,
Quran, so I can tell you. I can tell you.
In one line, you've
One
misrepresented
second.
it. So
One
how would I
second.
listen to you?
One second, please, my dear friend.
Also, you're
Surah
Christian.
An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa. Clearly, the name. I can't remember if it is singular woman or plural women. I think it's a plural women. Surah An-Nisa has the word which means the women, but it is not for the women. As a matter of fact, the bulk of that surah is about how to get rid of munafiqs. Nothing to do with women, but about how to get rid of munafiqs during a hijrah. That's what the chapter is about. It deceptively gives the title women because there are some portions of it which deals with women, whatever, some details of women and so on. But if you want, and there is another surah, by the way, which is related to the topic we're talking about. You know what that topic is? Surah is At-Talaq. It's about the man very easily getting rid of a woman. Do you know, not divorce, getting rid of, no, my dear friend, you are in the UK. In the UK, divorce is a complex process. Complex process for the ones who go with the UK law. Because the UK law is based on Christian values. But the Quranic law, in the Quran, divorce, what the man does to the woman is simple. Triple talaq is very simple. It's not a complex process.
It's quite a 3-month process, I think.
A 3 month to divorce?
Yeah.
You call that divorce?
It would be a 3-month process because
3 months is not long at all. So how does it begin?
it's not long. I think initially when you do your talaq, there will be witnesses around. You have a discussion of why you want to divorce,
Yeah.
what's happened, is there any way of fixing it, are there children involved, you know, finances and stuff like that. And then I think at the 2nd month, 3rd month it happens as well. And mainly I think it's also a scientific.
Do you know what the 3 months is for?
There's also, yes, I was just getting to that. There's a scientific reason as well. I think for the women especially, you know, stuff like there's diseases like STDs and spreading of that kind of stuff. If within 3 months a woman, even scientifically, has had different semen inside her, more than one type of semen, she's more likely to get an STD or disease. So that 3-month gap or wait of the talaq, because you wouldn't have sex in those 3 months either, it means that afterwards, if she wanted to get remarried again, because women can remarry, then she's free to do so without there being diseases.
My dear friend, you're
spread around.
seriously misrepresenting the Quran. Maybe you haven't read the Quran, or maybe you know and yet deliberately misrepresenting. I'll tell you, because you've started on the topic, which is about talaq. You said it's a long process. It's a long process.
3 months.
No, the 3 months is the waiting period,
Waiting period,
that
yeah.
follows the triple talaq.
Yeah.
The triple talaq is what releases the lady from the man. The 3 months is the period of waiting, and I'll tell you what the period of waiting is for. The period of waiting is to find out if the lady has a child through the man. If the lady has a child through the man, nothing about semen, whatever. It is about having a child, actual fertilized zygote, which is developing
Yeah,
as a
that
child.
as well,
and
to make
that
sure
is
that
the
you
only.
don't get
Only
like
that
the whole-
is referred to in the Quran. Now, anything else you're coming up with is not there in the
And
Quran.
about diseases as well.
They're not in the Quran. Where do you see that in the
No,
Quran?
she's just saying that as a scientific wise.
No, but that's not. I completely understand. Like you said earlier that your husband treats you well, which means he's a good Muslim. When you talk about science, that's marvelous, that's science. But that is not in the Quran. The Quran doesn't have any noble presentation of anything. All that it cares about is whether there is a child. That's all it cares about. And so I'll let you speak one second. Ultimately, if a man wants, I don't think our gentleman here would do that to you. He comes across as a marvelous man, and this is why I'd like you to leave Islam and become a Christian, and you also together. But don't tell anyone else, especially in Bangladesh. Don't tell anyone else.
That wouldn't happen.
No, I can give you.
Convince us in any.
I know. But when you go home,
Can I ask you one thing then?
when you go home, you will know. Yeah, no, when you go home, you will know the tactics you used
No,
today.
don't even
Please.
touch that.
Okay, no,
Why not?
No, listen,
There's
can I ask?
not one thing you said today.
But why
that
can't you
makes
touch this?
Any point.
But why can't you touch
because
this?
we're
No,
not
okay,
on
can
your
I-
side.
but
We're
can I
not
ask you
on
one
your
thing?
But why
side.
can't he touch this?
No, because
listen.
why would I take that off you?
Nah, him.
Okay,
Why
listen.
can't he
No,
touch
he
this?
doesn't need to take
Can I ask you one thing?
Yeah, sure.
If you want me to become Christian,
Yeah.
so do I become Orthodox? Do I become the other? What's the other sex? Orthodox.
there's so many.
The other sex. There's about 66 Bibles as well.
Methodist, and
Yeah, so
66 Bibles.
Yeah. So which one do I follow?
There's no 66 Bibles. You're getting it wrong.
So how many Bibles do you have?
One Bible.
Do I go to Church
but
of
then-
England? Do I go to Church of the Catholic one? What church?
How
would
you
I
have
go?
Shia, Sunni, Boras, Khojas,
But
that's same
no,
thing.
one second. My dear friend.
Brandon.
Hey,
We
good
also
to see
got
you.
one Bible.
My dear friend. My dear. You know
Old
what?
Testament is
One
the
second.
Jewish people,
One
Jewish.
second, sister, please.
That's what-
One
that's the
second.
first time
One
I've heard
second.
that in
One
my
second.
life.
My dear.
Jewish, Torah is Jewish.
I know.
Not the Torah. I'm talking about Old Testament. You just meant in the Bible.
I know, my dear friend. You don't know the Bible. You don't even know the Quran.
Not really.
And that's why you're good Muslims. That's why you're good people. Terrible Muslims, but good people. But please, the gentleman asked. Let me respond,
Okay,
please. You didn't know. Let me respond.
What Christian are you?
I'll respond. And both of you are lovely. He asked a question, I'm going to respond, and you have revealed that you don't know about the Bible when you said the Torah, not the Old
I
Testament.
didn't say the Torah. She said the Torah.
Yeah,
You're
now when
making
she,
things up.
but
Jewish.
please
You're
listen.
making things up.
But please listen.
No, I
When
didn't
she
mention
said the Torah,
she did.
when she said, where she mentioned something about the Torah, you said, I'm not talking about the Torah, I'm
wasn't
talking
talking
about the Old Testament.
I'm talking about
As
the
if,
Bible.
yeah, the Torah is part of the Bible, which you didn't know. This is why you need to know.
Torah part of the Bible?
Yes,
Yes.
you're learning right now.
There's 3 different books, but they're not. I don't
According
think
to the
they're
delusion of
together.
Islam,
Five.
according
So
to
are
the
you
delusion,
Jewish and Christian at the same time?
I can't believe this.
No,
Do you know?
I'm genuinely asking.
Have you heard of this name called Apostle Paul? Have you heard Apostle Paul? Paul, you know, he's Jewish and Christian, wasn't he?
I do know someone.
So this is where, as Muslims, may I please comment you? This is why you need to take my card. You don't know your Quran. You really don't even know your Quran properly.
You still didn't show me where someone's a sex object in Islam. You still didn't show me.
Sure,
that.
don't worry. The conversation is recorded. Anyone who watches that would know where I have shown, and the fact of you using
haven't-
tactics after that.
No, I'm not using tactics.
Now you
haven't
asked me a
convinced
question
me.
earlier, my
You
dear
said
friend.
You've convinced me.
Islam
You've
is
shown me
terrible.
where you've convinced me.
One second. Islam is terrible.
I can't believe this.
No, don't, please don't.
Say-
Islam is terrible in that, in the Quran, please take this as a homework. When you go home, take this as a homework.
We have them at home.
Sure, but you
Arabic
haven't
ones,
read but you don't know Arabic.
But that's like saying, oh, you don't know Arabic because the Bible's in Arabic as well.
No,
They
why
have
did,
Arabic.
why, no, why did you,
So
why
would
did you,
you know that? Why would
why
you know
did
that
you mention
language
about
as
having
well?
an Arabic Quran? That's useless.
No,
Yeah,
no,
if you
no.
don't know Arabic.
But there's actual translations that are like the proper words. I don't know, cultivation, all these words. It's like,
Can I show you the Arabic?
yeah, you can show me the Arabic.
Should I show?
Yeah.
Yeah, please come. You could have asked this earlier. I could have done that, straight away.
Also, can you show me other points? Because you still haven't shown me where someone
No, please don't panic right now. We need to, let's look at this carefully.
You haven't made your point.
I have made my,
You haven't made your point.
I made my point multiple times. I'm going to show you the Arabic right now. I'm going to show you the Arabic right now. Yo women. Sorry. Yes, sorry. That's the Arabic. Can you read Arabic?
We can read Arabic, but the translation is what we.
Okay. I'll show you word for word. So you can, I'll show you word for word. Yeah. That's.
So where does that say sex object?
Okay. Did I say it says sex object? Did I say that?
Yeah,
You
but
said he implies
you've
it.
been saying,
Yeah, exactly. No, but-
You've been saying that in Islam, tell us where woman isn't a sex object. That's your whole question today. You still haven't shown me where woman is a sex object. You've literally failed your point. I'm really cold for an hour. You haven't made your point.
I know this is your latest tactic, but let me tell you something,
That's
please.
not a tactic. Stop trying to
You
act
said-
like you're playing mind games. You
No,
haven't made
my
your
dear
point.
friend,
It's cold. You even
you
switched the
asked me-
lights on.
No, I'm
she
sure.
got a light in her hand. There's 3 lights. Went from
But you said, you asked
one
me.
from sunrise to sunset. Make your point, man.
She's
I'm
playing
cold.
tricks, isn't she?
I'm not playing tricks. Make
You
your
are.
point.
She asked me, where I didn't show her where it says sex object, and your husband has responded to you. I didn't say. I said it implies. That's what I
It doesn't
said.
imply it.
Land. I'll make 3 points. I'll repeat. Objectifying the woman, caricaturing her as a land, making her belonging, that a land that is owned by the man, object owned, used only for according to the will of the man. 3 specific points. These are what implies. Now,
One word.
to you,
Don't tell me to shush
not.
like that.
Sorry, what?
Don't tell me to shush like that. That's rude.
No, don't say what?
You just said shush. Don't tell me to shush like that.
No. You have been extremely rude by employing tactics, my
you
dear friend.
haven't made your point.
No, I'm not
You've
trying to
been
be
here
rude
for
to you.
an hour.
Maybe you misunderstood me. All that I'm saying.
For the point, I'm waiting.
Sure.
To it.
When you,
Okay,
when you,
said it 10 times.
our channel is called Operation Steven. When you watch the video, you will find out. The point that I made. If you rewatch, if you still don't find, rewatch please, and you will ultimately find the point.
Operation Steven.
Operation Steven. This is where I wanted to give you the card because
I
that's.
don't want your card there.
No, I am a
I'll
Christian.
remember from my mind. Don't worry. I'll
Okay.
remember from my mind. You
Sure,
watch
sure.
a lot of the stuff that goes on around here.
Okay. Now, to you, my point is this. You come across, and what you've described, your wife has testified that you treat her well. Marvelous. But I want you to understand that is not according to the Quran. And I challenge you. You can go through all of the Quran and try and find out one place where the Quran puts the man and the woman on equal footing. Equal is the key word. There are a few places where it puts them together in an ayat, but I want equal footing.
But
You won't find any. Let me finish my point and then please respond. You will not find anything like that at all. And therefore, when you respect your lady in the way you respect, which is marvelous, you're not being a good Muslim. You are a good human being and you would qualify to be a good Christian because it is Jesus who teaches those values,
Jesus who
not
also
the Quran.
says take sex slaves.
Where did Jesus say take
Jesus
sex
literally
slaves?
said when you go to war, you literally take the woman for yourself. And if they-
Sex slave?
Yeah,
As sex
it
slaves?
literally says if they're not married, if they're virgins, you take them as sex slaves.
Say,
If they are, you
where?
kill.
Show me one place where Jesus said take sex slaves. One place.
Like I said, I'm not a scholar, but you
Well,
approach me randomly.
I know, but
And
no.
look,
Choose one thing. I know one thing. Let's say we are lovely friends. One thing, little game. You are saying Jesus said take sex slaves. Do you know if he said? In which case, give me evidence. Or are you saying you don't know and you're just making this up? Which
No,
one?
He definitely
Choose.
said it. Next time I come, I'll bring my source.
Please bring. I challenge you.
Okay,
You'll
that's fine.
struggle.
Next time I come. But anyway,
Sure.
come back to your
But
point.
don't not come just because you haven't found. You won't
No,
find.
no, it's fine.
But
I'll-
please still come.
Yeah. Anyways, the point that that they're not equal, even biologically, men and women are not equal. Like for example, that's like saying it says men have to provide and protect. So why does it not say women have to do it? Why should she?
You're
not provide and
misunderstanding two different things.
How?
There's some
Equal.
points where
One second.
the women
Let me. I'll
have
respond.
A higher status, or might be, like you said, sometimes they're equal, sometimes the man is higher, sometimes the woman.
Let me respond
sometimes
right
the
now.
woman is low, sometimes the man is low. It's just
Sure.
the way you're-
But
that's
let me
how life
respond
is
right
in
now.
general.
Let me
That's how
respond.
life is.
No, that's
like
not how life
that's
works.
like saying in equality, why can't a man give birth then? Because the bodies aren't equal. It's not the same. There's so many things that are different. There are male duties, there are female duties.
Lovely.
That's just
Now
how
let me
it is.
respond. I am using the word equal, not same or identical. You, for example, as between you, between you both, one being a man, husband and a wife, you both are unequal. Are not the same. You are clearly different in many ways. Completely understood. But in the court of law in the UK, you both will have the same set of rights, the same value, and that is what
In the court of law,
defines.
You don't have the same rights.
Say again.
In the court of law, if there's a divorce, the woman always takes a child. So how's that the same?
No, that's not the case.
No,
That's
but- no, but-
really not the case. No, let's be serious.
In
Let's
the
be
court of
serious.
law,
You're not
you
playing.
also have different
Now you are
rights.
beginning to play a tactic. Please don't. You're smiling also a little bit. Please don't.
Am I
Listen
wrong?
to me carefully. You are wrong. In the UK, you will be both treated on equal footing when it comes to your core value. Doesn't matter whether you are a man or a woman, the same core value. And this is why, regardless of your sex, you will have the same set of rights, the same intrinsic value. You get one vote, she'll get one vote, as long as, of course, you clear the age limit and so on.
Depends. In court,
And
it really depends on the male or female's finances mainly. That's one of the main things.
no, but this is important. Whereas in the Quran, you don't even get that. The Quran, I completely understand when it treats the man and the woman differently. I completely understand. But the man and the woman are not equal. That is my problem. And that is the Quran. The woman is the sex object, not the man.
Making your point about sex slaves. What happened to that point?
If you re-watch multiple times, you'll get to know. Because you're playing a tactic right
No,
now.
I'm not.
I know your husband would know.
Your point. I'm waiting.
He understood. But thank you very
Now
much.
you've
Lovely seeing you.
switched your point to now talking about inequality because you know you didn't make the first point.
Sure.
So now you're just trying to make a difference.
Lovely. That's a nice tactic.
That's not a
I enjoy
Use
that
the word
tactic.
But to avoid yourself answering the question.
Sure, no problem. Thank you very
We
much.
literally came
No.
here to discuss something with you. We've
No
learned
problem.
nothing from you.
Sure, thank you. Surah 2, Ayah 2 to 3. Watch the video over and over again.
Please
You
watch
will
it,
learn
guys.
something. But
You
lovely
learned
to see
that
you both.
You never made a point.
Thank you. It's lovely to see you both. God's blessings. But please, when you try and see if Jesus said that or not, when you don't find that, understand the Jesus is there, the Quran is here, and I'd like you to leave Islam and come to Jesus. Lovely to see you. God's blessings.
Believe in Jesus.
Lovely to see you.
He's a
God's
prophet.
blessings. Say again.
believe
Is this yours?
No. Jesus, yeah, absolutely. You're marvelous people. On the discussion, you played a little bit of tricks here and there,
We
but
didn't play tactics.
you're marvelous people. You don't want to shake my hand?
Bro, you said Quran is on the ground, bro. I'm not going to shake
The
that.
Quran doesn't have value, but based on that, that's fine. That's up to you. But I still treat you as my friend. If anything happens, if you face any threat, I will come and defend you, because you are precious to me as a human being. You are precious, and so is your wife. So together, I'll come and defend. My wife is around, and I'm sure she'd want to be your friend. So God's blessings to you both. Time to leave Islam. Come to Jesus. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, next time. Thank you. My dear friends who are watching, what's the time right now? Well, the time is to leave Islam and come to Jesus Christ. That's what the time is. Every time, all the time, every day of the week, every day of the month. It's time to leave Islam and come to the precious Lord Jesus Christ. Why? Islam is anti-women. Islam is Nazi, fascist, anti-Jew, anti-Christian, anti-reason, anti-truth, brainwashing, sex slavery cult. Never a good idea to remain in such a, this is perhaps the worst possible cult the world could have ever seen. Time to leave Islam and come to the Lord Jesus Christ.